The Arkansas Tech University Faculty Awards of Excellence were established in 1996. Selected by a committee of faculty members at the end of each academic year, the awards recognize the best in teaching, scholarly and creative activities, and service at Arkansas Tech. The 2026 Faculty Award of Excellence recipient for teaching is Dr. Soumia Amrine, Associate Professor of Chemistry. Dr. Amrine, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations on this great honor.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you for having me here.
I was curious, as a starting point, the field of chemistry, that's your discipline. What was it that drew you to chemistry and made you want to study that in the first place?
Right. That's an interesting question because I think I have an interesting story for you and the students, hopefully, when they watch this. I started backward. So overseas, actually, we can access the medical field right after high school. And I was so much interested in pharmacy, and that's what I studied in the university. Like right after high school, we had to finish all like requirement here in the high school, like JCAB 1, JCAB 2, organic, Physics 1, Physics 2, and all of those like were in the high school, a very hard, comprehensive, like all over the year, not a semester, like material. And then the best ranked like in the nation were like had the opportunity to apply for pharmacy or medical school, etc. So I studied pharmacy. And while studying pharmacy, like pharmaceutics, pharmacology courses and things like this, I was always like fascinated by how chemistry plays a role like everywhere. How just as talking now, all those like breathing that is happening, it's hundreds of like reactions that happen inside of us. And they need to be so much perfect. Like those enzymes need to work perfectly. So like we are alive. So that interest like in science, in how the drug will affect us and cure us or help in the symptoms is all rooted into chemistry. And that's what made me actually, after being a pharmacist and work in a pharmacy, like a drugstore for a while, I was like, okay, I need to go back to school and dive into chemistry more to understand that. So I got back to school to get a PhD in medicinal biochemistry.
Absolutely. And that happened back in 2019 at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And then it's time to take that next step and become a faculty member. As you were evaluating all of your options, what was it that drew you to Arkansas Tech?
All right. So Arkansas Tech, during the last year, when I knew that I was graduating, I mean, my PhD, while working on my thesis and doing the job as a TA, I felt that, okay, I love teaching. All my colleagues went to pharmaceutical industry, actually. I love teaching, and Arkansas Tech was one of the institutions that stood out. Like, I really remember when I opened the website, and one of the things that drew my attention was the ratio professor to student. And I felt Arkansas Tech was the right place for like what I loved, for teaching, for me, like interacting with the students and hopefully having a positive impact in their learning and career. Yeah.
What do you recall of your first impressions of Arkansas Tech when you first came to join us?
Oh, I loved meeting like the people around. They were always welcoming, like really also informative. Like when I needed something, as not only like during my work, but even like I love hiking, so they told me where are the nice parks around and things like this. Like the students, I love my students. The students, like where I see how hardworking they are, how they need to study, and family responsibilities, and they still come to my office hours and see that interest in not only getting a good grade in chemistry, but learning really the material because they are interested too in it. Yes, yeah.
What are some of the characteristics you see in those students that allow them to be able to be successful under sometimes challenging circumstances? What characteristics do you see in them that allow them to be so successful?
Their willingness to do good. From like I get students coming to chemistry, especially my freshmen or non-majors, coming with that anxiety that, okay, we never took chemistry before, or we took later chemistry, but it was really hard. Like we don't know how to do now. Yeah. But like I try to make the lecture hopefully fun for them, getting those like non-traditional lecturing. For example, my survey of chemistry that is mainly nursing majors. I do, for example, escape rooms where they are locked in a hospital and they need to open doors and things, but they need to calculate how much dosage of that medication they need and things like this. So hopefully that chemistry or those activities will make them understand the importance of chemistry, and in the same time making them fun for them to like learn the like chemistry in the end.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. The academic challenges that present themselves, especially in your field, you talk about visiting with the non-majors, especially when they come into your field.
Yeah.
As you've watched those students be able to work through some of those challenges, how has it made you feel to help them go from being just completely overwhelmed and frightened by the topic to, by the end of the semester, really understanding what you're talking about?
That's my happiness. Actually, I love seeing those students sharing with me by the end of the semester. You made like a very difficult, complex subject easy. You like put it in small pieces that we could understand. That's what makes me happy. Like if there is any reward I have, like every end of semester, this is what I have. What student shares with me, their thank you notes, their evaluation when I read it by like after the semester ends. Like I really feel happy that I hopefully had a positive impact like in their learning.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have witnessed tremendous growth in women in STEM here at Arkansas Tech over the last few years. What is your perspective on that growth and the opportunities that exist for your female students in the STEM fields today that maybe a generation or two ago might not have existed?
True. So this is a very important actually topic because, as you know, women were not really in the STEM field just 2-3 generations before, and now we see better presence. And the thing that makes me happy, especially here at Tech, that we have very like supportive environment, like from even female or male colleagues. They are really supportive for female in STEM, and I see my students, especially the female students, how important this is because. Actually, one of my students put a note for me. You were one of the few women in STEM that made me change my decision and made me go on and continue my path because she was a returning student, non-traditional student. But I feel like if there is women who are there in the classroom in STEM, they show their female students mainly that they belong. They are not alone. They are supported, and it's not the same as it was before. So they have an opportunity in the future.
How does your ongoing research inform and support your role as a classroom teacher? Because I know you're also, in addition to this teaching award, you're also a very active researcher. How does that research help you become a better teacher?
As you know, like science is developing all the time, and in our field, like biochemistry, it is the field between biology and chemistry. Like you use chemistry to understand biology, and all this advance in science that's happening, you need to be there to know like what's going on in the field. So the students always feel that what they are studying is not only a theory. It is something that is really useful. They will take it and work with it. For example, in biochem, as I started talking about this, in the lab, me and Dr. Hilliard, we have a lab that is a research project. And students do really kind of a master level research. They do use PCR, the one that everybody know now after COVID. Right. They do use the machine themselves. They do extract DNA. They do what we call a recombinant technology. They take like a piece of DNA of another organism and get it into an E. coli. So they do things that they are really what now scientists are doing in the like real labs and get new cures. So I try to link both. Like research is not just something for the best student, but this is something everybody need to know because all the students need that opportunity to understand, and maybe that will be the thing that clicks for them and continue in the field.
Well, as you correctly identified in your website search whenever you were trying to decide where you wanted to begin your career, Arkansas Tech University is first and foremost a teaching institution, and the award that you've won, the Faculty Award of Excellence that you've won for this year, is in the teaching category. Specific to that, I'm just curious, what does it mean to you to be recognized with that teaching award?
Oh, I feel so happy, definitely, that like the effort were recognized. But I feel also so grateful for my students, so grateful for my colleagues who supported me, so grateful for my family who also supported me. My mom was a teacher too, and she always like gives me advice. And so grateful for ATU to give me this opportunity to do what I love, because I really love teaching, and that makes me really happy, and I am really grateful.
That is Dr. Soumia Amrine, the winner of the Faculty Award of Excellence in Teaching at Arkansas Tech University for the year 2026. Until next time, so long, everybody.